Bienvenue à Paris, and to this special edition of the daily podcast episodes bringing you the inside stories from the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Allez, allez, allez! Here's your host, John Gregory.
A warm welcome to this third episode of this special daily series. Thanks for joining me. We will be bringing you a short daily episode as we guide you on what to expect the next day at the Olympic canoe slalom and kayak cross in Paris and recap on results from the last day's racing. I will be joined by guests including Olympic paddlers, teams and race commentators from around the world. Today we have results from the C1 men and K1 women heats, plus a preview of the K1 women semi-final. I'm joined by Lisa Micheler-Jones from Germany, Fiona Pennie-Douglas from Great Britain and commentator Mally Johnson. Yesterday we got to see the heat course. There will be a different course for the semi-final. In the C1 men, we saw 4 athletes excluded after the heats, and in K1 women, 3 athletes were excluded after the heats. In both cases, the paddlers had 2 runs down the course, with the fastest of the 2 runs counting for the ranking. Luka Bozic had suggested that Nicolas Guestin from France was likely to be quick on his home course. That proved to be the case. He was fast and clean in the first heat, and even faster and clean in the second. No surprises in respect of who made the cut to the semi-final. Reigning Olympic and world champion Benny Savcek from Slovenia uncharacteristically incurred penalties in both runs, including 2 50-second penalties in his second heat. In the K1 women, again French hopeful Camille Prigent was quickest in the first heat, even with a touch on the first gate. Joe Jacobi had noted yesterday the strength and disposition of Monica Doria Villarubla from Andorra. She was 4th after the first heat. First of today's guests, let's hear commentator Mally Johnson's reflections on the heat.
As a resident of Northern England, I'm pretty used to the rain. And as a British canoeist, one of the most comfortable and familiar places to be in the rain was actually on the water. And it was interesting to see on the opening day of the Olympic Games in the rain who was most comfortable on the water in the women's kayak and the men's canoe. And there's a few usual suspects right at the top of the pile, like Nicolas Guestin from France in the men's C1, with a wall of noise spurring him on to take first place in the heat. And then, of course, Jess Fox, who has plenty of fans that are French, given that her mum is from that country, was top of the pile in the women's kayak. But we also saw some really smooth and relaxed performances from the likes of Claudia Zlovinska, taking second in the women's kayak. And really exciting performances from Camille Prigent in 3rd and Evie Liebfarth, the American, in 4th, as well as Antoine Galoskova from the Czech Republic. And then a little bit lower down in the men's canoe, impressive performances from the likes of Britain's Adam Burgess, who just seems so relaxed and smooth on the water. Really good performance from the Croatian Matija Marinic. And also in 4th place, good to see that Rafi Evaldi seems to be in good shape, the Italian taking 4th. So heats were really probably about getting used to the course, which seemed very difficult and technical, and getting used to the crowd. And it really was a big crowd who made a lot of noise. And then, sadly, a few missing out through into the semi-finals, but no great surprises.
That was commentator Mally Johnson. He talked to us from Paris, France. Next, British Olympian and world silver medalist Fiona Pennie-Douglas from Great Britain. I also asked Fiona about the impact of the much later start time for a final than is common in a World Championships or World Cup race.
Super exciting to watch K1 women's racing today. No surprise to see Jess there at the top of the field. Super close behind her, a few paddlers there in that 93-second bubble. And really, really good to see the young paddlers coming through as well. No fear on that Olympic stage. So, who knows what will happen tomorrow. Cami, home Olympics, obviously, she's desperate to show what she's made of in front of her home crowd. So, really excited for her. And then, obviously, there's a few people further down the field than we expect. Ricky Funk, obviously, we'll expect her to rise up into the medals. Some people maybe get more into the groove as well. I think there was a few runs that were a little bit tentative. Kim Woods, for example, I think the second half of her first run, looked like she was just trying to get through that steadily and just get the run done. So job done today for a lot of them, and I'm really excited to watch the rest of it. It's really exciting to see that Adam got that second place today, so we'll see what tomorrow brings. But, obviously he's got unfinished business, as he calls it, from Tokyo. His paddling today was like typical Adam, very smooth, get the job done, and he's just picking his way through the process, run by run, stroke by stroke. So I'm really happy to see him paddling like he is. Look forward to seeing what that paddling will bring. Having a start time a little bit later in today is going to be a bit different for a lot of them, not something that they're used to. But I'm sure they'll have practiced this in training. They'll have done, full run sessions and later sessions, so that they're familiar with having to kill time over the rest of the day. They've all got things that they can do to kill time, and maybe some of them will go for a paddle earlier on in the morning, and then they'll be all set for paddling in that later slot than they're used to.
That was Fiona Pennie-Douglas. She represented Great Britain at the Olympics in Rio. She talked to us from home in Cambridgeshire, England. Finally today, who better than Olympic champion Lisa Micheler-Jones to give her prediction of today's women's kayak final?
There was good performance shown in the heats, with Jess Fox, obviously the Grand Dame, 2 unbelievable runs. And also Camille Prichon, she was really flying down the course, really precise strokes, high quantity of strokes. The crowd and the back, the French people, they always seemed to drag her down. And I think this will be also a big advantage for Camille in the final and the semi-final. And to have somebody like this at the background, so much people to support her. Claudia Zulinska, also really good performance race, second run, perfect. And there's the young guns, Ivi Leipfert, Antoni Kalishkova. They really had also good racing shown today. And there's Ricky. Ricky, she had a bit of trouble with the touches on the first run and a touch on the second run, but she showed that she has good timing. She's always a candidate for the medal. And so we see if one of the young guns push through, even Camille is always somebody who's can be under the first 3. And then there's obviously the Grand Dame, Jessica Fox, and also Ricky. Ricky is always really precise paddler and performs well on big races. So yeah, that's will be a tough racing tomorrow on probably a more difficult course. And yeah, we see. And who will be the lucky 3 to make the podium.
That was Lisa Micheler-Jones. She represented Germany at the Olympics in Barcelona and Atlanta. She talked to us from holiday in the Alps. We are on the edge of our seats for the upcoming K1 Women's Semi-Final. What is important to know is that the course of gates is a little different than that from the heats. The top 12 women advance to the one-run final. Will we see Ricarda Funk win back-to-back Olympic titles for Germany? Will Jess Fox add to her 4 Olympic medals with a gold in women's kayak? Will French athlete Camille Prichon realise a dream of a nation and win a French Olympic title in her first Olympics on her home course? We have not long to wait. Thanks to my guests today, Lisa Micheler-Jones, Fiona Pennie-Douglas and Mally Johnson. Tomorrow's episode will bring results of the K1 Women Final and preview of the C1 Men Semi-Final. Again, if you need more, then look no further than Ettore Evaldi's brilliantly insightful and eloquent blog. I'm John Gregory, thanks for listening. I'll be back in our next episode released tomorrow at 6 a.m. Central European Time.
That's it for now. Please subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify or YouTube, and leave a review too. Until the next episode, keep it fast and clean. Au revoir.